Hi folks, how are you all doing? Today I want to look at the Artisul D16 drawing tablet. While this isn't as well-known brand as some of the other brands out there for drawing tablets, it is a fairly well-respected brand in amongst drawing tablets for budget artists, for artists just starting out. And this tablet itself is a 16-inch drawing tablet with a 1080p screen and hotkeys, so it might be exactly what you're looking for if you're just starting out on your journey. In this review, I'm going to do some pen tests, and I'm actually going to do 3 or 4 different draw tests, so you'll be able to see this tablet's full capabilities. Stick with me for this. In terms of screen, this is a 1920 by 1080p screen, which is pretty usual for a 15.6, that's a 16-inch screen. And yeah, it looks pretty good. This is a coated screen, obviously not a laminated screen. But the parallax on this, while probably a little bit bigger than normal, isn't that bad at all. And you can see that in my pen test, obviously, if you need to jump ahead to that, or you can watch obviously one of the few drawing tests that I've done on this as well. I worked on this perfectly fine, though I will say there was a tiny bit of nib bounce here that I think you could probably use another pen for, though I'm not sure which pens. We'd have to actually ask Artisul. This is 76% Adobe RGB. Like I said, this is a budget tablet, so it's not that bad, and I didn't find problems with this. But you could go in and color calibrate that to another monitor, or you could just attach another monitor to your PC as well, so you can color check that. Realistically, it depends how much of a budget you're on. So let's jump into the unboxing portion of the video. Here we go, looking at the back of the Artisul D16 box. You can see a couple of the specs right there. We're going to slide this off, and you can see the 15.6 tablet there straight away. I'm just going to get everything out and line it all up so you can see all of the pieces together. There's some interesting pieces coming straight out, which I'll get to. Well, don't worry, we'll look at these all individually. So there's quite a lot here to unbox. A few cables as well as instructions. The first thing that I noticed, however, is that there's a stand here with the D16. That's very cool. You don't often get a stand with your tablet. So looking at the back of the tablet itself, you have these rubber grips here for holding your tablet down. On the front of the tablet you have a jog wheel as well as the hotkeys, which is pretty cool. I'm left-handed, so I want these on the right-hand side, which is why you're looking at the tablet upside down. You can see the logo there sitting upside down. But if you're right-handed, then obviously just flip it the other way around. Don't worry about that. Just left-handed people like me, yep, who use it the other way around. All of those hotkeys feel pretty stable. The jog wheel feels pretty nice, even for this budget tablet that has been out for a while, admittedly, but yes, all of that feels pretty great. Now on the side you have an on-off volume button. There's an LED light there as well, HDMI and USB port. Now you also get this little pen holder attachment here as well, and your pen just solidly clicks in. The pen can go in either this way up or the other way up, depending on however you need it. And the Monet pen, as they are calling it, has 8,000 levels of pressure. It's a pretty decent feeling pen, nice and solidly built. The nib has quite a bit of movement, but didn't bother me too much, I've got to say. It's nice and rubberized, no eraser on this end, but I like the design of the grip. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a solid pass. Again, see how it fares on the draw test. But in terms of the actual physical design of the stylus, quite nice. So here's the pen case. It's made of a really nice feeling felt. I was really surprised by this. It's just a really nice thing. I'd like a lot of other tablets to come with this, to be honest. Inside, I found a free gift of 20 nibs. Don't know if I wanted to call these a gift personally, but yeah, there you go. 20 nibs is pretty good. Next up, the stand. I don't think this needs an instruction manual, but hey, the stand is pretty good. It's well made. You could use it for any other tablet or even a laptop that you have as well. So, really happy with this. You can find similar things on Amazon, but the fact that this comes included, really good, really happy with this. Solid. It has a lot of different adjustable levels. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. There's an instruction manual as well for the tablet. I never read these things personally, I don't, but there you go. It's there, it is illustrated, it's in a few different languages, but also in that packet, oh yes, you get an artist glove. Ha 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 ha. Again, something I never use, but feel free to rock out in whichever way you personally would like to. A little cleaning cloth, branded Artisul, also comes included. Sorry, I have to take off this artist glove now because I can't wear them. I don't know why. Next up, cables. Mini HDMI to HDMI. The mini HDMI end obviously plugging into the tablet itself. Now, here's a USB to micro USB with this kind of weird structural support that goes into the tablet, which I've never ever seen before on any other tablet, but don't worry, it doesn't interfere with your drawing experience at all, and it actually does make the cable really, really sturdy. Now, that cable plugs into this cable here, and then one end of this cable plugs into your computer, and the other end, the red end of that cable, plugs into this, which you can plug into an outlet. It also can plug into your computer, so it can be host powered as well, which is good. So yes, this is a standard wall outlet that comes with different adapters, so you can plug it into a UK adapter or a European or a US, etc, etc, etc. So here's where it's going to get interesting. The pen test. Over 8,000 levels of pressure and 5,080 LPI pen resolution. But I'm not so sure that this has pen tilt. Actually, I don't think it does. But that might not matter to you if you're on a budget, especially depending on what kind of illustration or creative endeavors that you do. So, okay, let's jump in, do a line test, do some pen tests, and actually see what you can create with this tablet. The pen test, one of my favourite parts of any review. So first off, yes, the pen nib is a bit bouncy, but I will say straight away that the lines are coming off looking absolutely great. You see the full 8,000 levels of pressure, and they are working really well. The lines are consistent as much as I'm pushing down and trying to test that, pressure curve. I'm getting thick when I want thick, I'm getting thin when I want thin, I'm getting fast, I'm getting slow, I'm getting everything I expect to see in a normal pressure test. So yeah, fully happy there. There's a slight bit of bounce, but some people like that softness of the pen nib. Yeah, fully happy here. I'm using Photoshop as well, by the way, for today's line drawing test, and yeah, all the lines are coming off. I'm getting nice smooth even lines. I don't use line smoothing in my test. You should never do that because you will get lag. Remember, lag is caused by the programs and the computer, never by the pen or the tablet. That's just an old wives' tale. Now the camera is down as low as possible with the monitor tablet, so you can see clearly here the parallax, and the parallax is virtually zero, which is absolutely awesome for a budget tablet like this. Link in the description if you want to go and chase one yourself. This is pretty awesome for a tablet that's been out for a while, which is probably why you're going to be able to get this for very small amount of money. I won't say how much just in case of which area you're in or whether there's any deals on at the moment, but like I say, that link is in the description for you. But I'm doing fast lines, I'm doing slow lines, and I'm happy with what I'm getting. diagonal lines, there's no jitter. That's more of a Microsoft problem though, to be fair. Overall, I'm happy with the way that this has turned out. Moving on. So that's the pen test, and while that works, I wanted to do another pen test, but this time do something more of a drawing. Go for something more of a comic book style. I know a lot of you guys like manga and comic books, so yeah. Because this doesn't have tilt, at least I don't think so, I thought I would do something a little more like that to show off what this pen, this tablet could do. Give the Artisul D16 a bit more of a trial run before I move on to my drawing test. Obviously, I do more of a digital painting style rather than the comic book style, even though I have worked in comic books. Yeah, so let's test that out. Who here is a big fan of the Dark Crystal show on Netflix? I was a big fan of the show of the film, the original film in the 80s when I was a kid. And now that Netflix has redone, kind of a follow-on show, it's absolutely awesome. So I'm watching it a second time over right now just to kind of pick up on the things that I missed. And just because it was such a good show, I wanted to give it a second viewing. And I quite often watch a lot of TV while I'm drawing. That's the point of having a second and third monitor, is to have reference images up. And also you end up just watching YouTube and watching a lot of other videos and things like that, and Netflix and Amazon and YouTube and stuff. And yes, so quite often you end up drawing what you're watching, and especially just to keep going and sketching, and that's one of the cool things. So here, if you're wondering what I'm drawing at the moment, this is one of the characters from the Dark Crystal. And it's just a light sketch, but I think that's one of the things about this drawing tablet, is that it's actually really good for line drawing. I found this about some of the budget tablets, is that they actually seem to be better for line drawing than I would say they are for digital painting. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you one where I do this with a line drawing and one where I do a digital painting of this character, let's say, or a character from the Dark Crystal. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Just doing quick sketches of this, but overall I found this to be really good. This app, by the way, before you ask in the comments, before somebody does, is Sketchable. You can download this from the Windows Store. It's a nice, inexpensive application, and I use it on all the time, and I've got playlists about this. So yes, I found this to be really, really good, really, really simple, and it works really well for line art. So yeah, really nice, really happy and simple to use there. Here's the first draw test, and I was happy with how this tablet performed. This, for me, the one thing is, from this camera angle, the matte finish doesn't look great. I didn't notice any problems while actually painting on it. The matte finish doesn't feel like the matte finish on, say, the Wacom, but obviously it is a budget tablet. However, the pen nib is quite bouncy, as I've mentioned before. So that does feel a little different. I could change that by using different nibs, obviously. But overall, the experience was good. Moving on to the digital painting portion of the draw test here, you can see there's difference straight away. Now, the hotkeys and the jog wheel were absolutely brilliant for being able to change my brush size and so on and so forth in Sketchable. Now, this works fine for any other drawing application that you're using it in as well. Obviously, the one thing, firstly, you're going to notice straight away is, as I've just mentioned, the matte screen. But color variations, of course, this is a budget tablet, so if you want to make sure that your colors are spot on, then I would recommend using that secondary monitor to maybe mirror this screen, so you can just double check that your screens, that you're getting your colors perfect. Okay, so if you're the kind of person that is buying this tablet, then the likelihood is that you're not a professional artist, that you are a hobby artist or somebody just starting out on your journey. So you're not doing commission pieces just yet. You know, you're somebody who's just drawing for their own pleasure, which is absolutely great. It's as it should be. And, you know, you're not wholly bothered about how precise your colors are, and you shouldn't be. Why would you need to be? Color accuracy isn't at the forefront of your mind, so don't worry about it. Go ahead, just have fun, experiment, and learn to draw. Overall, though, it was absolutely fine. I've got to say, I had plenty of fun drawing on this, and it worked out perfectly for me. The screen is slightly higher contrast than I think I was used to, and it's certainly coming across that way in the video, but obviously, you know, filming a screen is never going to come out perfectly anyway. But I did manage to create a nice piece of artwork in the end, something I was happy with, you know, just for a nice little sketch. And what was I happier with, the line artwork or the color piece? Well, ask me at the end of it, you know, obviously. But I was relatively happy with both, and I think, you know, as it stands, I'm happy to say you can create both on this tablet. For me, a tablet like this requires all of my minimum requirements. You know, it's 15.6, so 16 inches. It has some hotkeys. The stand actually worked really, really well, and like I say, I could use that for other devices as well. But, you know, the jog wheel was incredibly useful. Probably the thing I used most, as you can see by, you know, my thumb using that for brush sizes and for zoom. But yes, I was really, really thrilled to bits with that. So could I get past things like it not having tilt on the pen? You know, yes, I could, especially for a budget. If I was somebody just starting out, I could. Whereas other tablets by other companies, not having hotkeys, not having a stand, you know, do I want to compromise? I think some people are going to say yes to some things and no to others. So it's personal choice which things you want. But on a day-to-day basis, I think it's personal choice which things you want. If you've got the money, then you are just going to pay more and have it all. But for some people, this might be the tablet for you because you really need the hotkeys and you really want a stand. Do you understand? Here's the second and third draw test for you, including the one before and the one in the pen test. That's actually 4 different draw tests. That's pretty cool. So I'm doing a few different styles here. I haven't been overly nice about all the different features here, but given all these draw tests, you'll be able to see exactly for yourself what you can do with this tablet. Artisul as a brand haven't had the time to develop that all these other brands have, and I don't think they've had the R&D money as well, but given how many different tablets they've done in the past, I think they've come along amazingly well. And given how much this tablet costs, you can Google that in all your respective countries, I think you'll be able to get this tablet for a good deal, and I think you'll be able to create some good art on it. So it's not a bad tablet for the money. I also think you can, you know, make your own comparisons as long as I give you all the information. You know, I hate doing comparison videos. I just don't think there's enough time in the world to compare every tablet to every other tablet. My ideal is always to go for the best pen technology possible and go for the best screen size that's right for you. Go for the biggest screen possible. This is a 15.6 screen, and the pen technology, as you can see, I can produce some decent art even though it doesn't have the best pen in the world. But it's up to you what you're looking for depending on the kind of art that you produce. So that's why I'm putting so many different pen tests in here. Let me know what you think in the comments below, especially to the kind of artwork that I have produced, the sketches that I've done. Okay, so moving on to our next draw test here, I'm going to move away from the dark crystal stuff and move on to what I want to do here with this one, which is to spend longer on a draw test rather than just a rough sketch. I want to do a longer form sketch, still just a sketch. My normal work, my commission work can take, 2 weeks or more to do a finished piece. But, obviously here we're going to spend just an hour or so drawing a sketch. I'm going to speed it up, so you only have to watch me for, about 4 minutes or so. Yeah, this one is a green foresty type animal that came around with the idea that I had of this kind of fuzzy felt covered creature that you used to get with He-Man. Yeah, they were kind of flocked, covered. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. They used to have action figures covered in flocking, like felt. Yeah, it's really weird. And I thought, wouldn't it be good if there was an elf type character who had that kind of fuzzy, furry quality and kind of moss like, and I just thought I want to draw that, and that's how it went. I know it sounds really weird, but that's how ideas happen. That's how you start drawing from your imagination. You just come up with something and think, I'd like to know what that looks like, so you draw it because nobody else is gonna. And if you type that into Google, nothing good will come of it. So yeah, you have to draw it yourself. So I spent an hour or so drawing that, but the upshot of this is that the drawing tablet, the Artisul D16, actually really helped me kind of idealize perfectly what I had in my weird imagination. The hotkeys, the stand, the pen with its 8,000 levels of pressure that we looked at in the pen test before, we looked at in the other draw test. This actually got down exactly what I had in my weird little imagination. Yes, very, very happy with that. And I think that's because this is actually a really easy tablet to pick up and just start using. Here is my final draw test. Now, the reason I've done so many draw tests, I think this is actually a record for my channel. The reason I've done so many on this is because I was really undecided as to whether I liked this tablet or not. Was it good? Was it bad? I just wasn't sure. I mean, it's not the best built tablet in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. And it has a lot of features. It has 8,000 levels of pressure. It has all the hotkeys. It has a stand coming with it. But do you know what it is? It's a budget tablet. It's not for you guys who are like me, who are Wacom users, who have 20 years experience in digital art. It is a tablet made for those just starting out. This is the kind of tablet that's going to change somebody's life who's this is their first tablet, this is their second tablet. This is allowing them to start their journey. If that's you out there, then you're going to absolutely love this. You can see the kind of work that I've been able to do, and if you go and look at my portfolio on my website, LAWRENCEcanDRAW.co.uk, then you'll be able to see that this is the kind of work that I can do, and I'm happy with this tablet. I think this is a great tablet for what it is. And it comes with all of the amenities that means it's going to last you a good couple of years without needing to upgrade. And that's the most important thing there. If you're wondering what I'm drawing right now, this is an image from A Christmas Carol, which is one of my favourite books out there. So yes, I'm thinking of doing some work on something along those lines at the moment for maybe coming up for next year. So, going back to the idea of line art here, I think this tablet is really good at that. But, I think I've proven that it's good for digital painting as well as for line art. So, whether you're into comic book art, manga, digital painting, whatever, I think this tablet will suit you. And especially if you're just venturing into digital art, I think this will be an absolutely great tablet for you because it's got hotkeys, it's got the stand, it's got 8,000 levels of pressure. Yeah, it's pretty much great. It's a good price. You'll be able to get it because it's been out for a while now on the link in the description at a good price as well. So, in conclusion, the Artisul D16 has, some, like I've said, some good features and some bad features. If you're getting this for a good deal, then I would be perfectly happy with it if you're just starting out your digital art journey. There's nothing wrong with this tablet. I've been on many tablets just like this. The monitor tablets I had when I was just, when they were just starting out was perfectly adequate. I was drawing on digital, on drawing tablets long before they were monitor tablets. My first tablet, as I've said many times before, was just 2 inches by 2 inches. A drawing tablet like this would have been a godsend. It's not about the equipment you use. You become a better artist by the work you put in. I always recommend a minimum of 2 hours a day and drawing different things that you find hard to draw, things that you find challenging to draw. I always recommend hands, horses, and something else beginning with H that I just can't remember off the top of my head. But this, is 1920 by 1080p screen with 8,000 levels of pressure on the pen. It has all the basic features that you might need. You can be happy with that if you can find it for a good deal. It has a matte screen, it has hotkeys, it has a quick dial, all programmable. Yeah, it has all the basic features that you're gonna need. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. Let me know what you think in the comments about the sketches that I've made in these draw tests. Let me know what you think about the pen tests. Everything. Let me know what you're using at the moment to create art. Let me know if you think this is better than something like a drawing tablet without a monitor. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments below. I'll chat to you all soon. Have an amazing day.